I eventually got my degree from what is now Montana State University Billings, and wasn't sure at the time what I was going to do with that degree. I graduated in business administration, and I looked into going into some, like marketing and business related kind of professions, but I was, as I mentioned, I was involved in sports quite a bit in high school and college, and I had one of my good friends, his dad was the director of the YMCA in Billings. It was a good sized YMCA. And he started talking to me about a career in the YMCA, and I became interested in that, thinking that, well, I could get a job as a physical education director and maybe make a career out of that. So he showed me how to start applying, in the YMCA structure, and I eventually, after applying, for 3 or 4 months, I got a call from the director of a YMCA in Longview, Washington, which is just, down the freeway between here and Portland. And so I drove out and interviewed, and a few weeks later he called me and asked me if I was still interested in the job. So I said, of course, and so we had our daughter was born in August of that year. I graduated in June of 1970. I had gotten married before graduating. And so we had a daughter in August of 1970, and it was that year that we moved out to Washington in December of 1970. And it was to take that job with the YMCA in Longview, Washington. And then 3.5 years later, we moved to Seattle. I had kind of always had the idea that I would like to move to Seattle, and my wife the same. We both liked Seattle, and I had a sister here. So we, after working at the Longview YMCA for that 3.5 years, I moved to Seattle in 1974 with my wife and daughter.